Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is July the 28th, 2021. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Golden age of the 2020s. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin in motion. I'm offended by selling. This is where the big boys play. Oh, we're going to get into it, baby. All right, dudes, fitting in is totally overrated. Hello, my elite friends, all my unique beasts out there. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm doing another show for you tonight, baby, because you guys raised another $100. I'm doing $100 per show. Not only did you raise another $100, you raised over that much. In fact, we only need $45 more for another show, or $145 for a for this week in Bitcoin. All right, but if you want to do only 95 if you want to do a this week in Bitcoin show with guests. But $45 more. Ask questions, guys. Use the super chat. We raised $45 more during this show. You're going to get another show very soon. So already I see someone did something. I'm going to read that in a second. But I want to thank the people from last time right now. And they are Mark, Henry Law, especially Henry Law. He went wild. Sightseeing TV, Zaya Zaza, Milad Dilari, Craigship.com, Towers Comics, all pitched in last time. And Johnny NY just sent 50 Mexican pesos. Thank you, dude. He says, love you, Adam. Thanks for another show. And Johnny made last show possible because he donated the previous show. I mean, this has been going great. Raising these $100 shows. You've been doing a great job at helping me get up there. So we also have people over on my phone here at Clubhouse, and you guys can eventually raise your hands as we progress, and I'll let you guys ask me questions over there. I guess you get to ask questions for free on Clubhouse, but spread the word on Clubhouse too. Subscribe to me there. And of course, subscribe to me on Twitter, TECHBALT, and here on YouTube. So this is going to be a freaking unique beast type of show. We're going to talk about things you're not going to hear about anywhere else. We got people in the Hollywood Hills here. God, everyone's saying hi. Sorry, I just lost my place there. It's sweaty. It's hot here, man. I got to take a shower. I ran quite a bit today, and I'm looking forward to that shower. But I had to get this show in there because you guys paid for it, baby. $100 bills are my new $1 bills. Pound that like button for. I don't know. I don't know if I can go with that. I just thought of that the other day. Like, I raise $100 for the show. It's like $1 bill to me now. You give me $100, it's like $1 bill. So keep on giving me those $100 bills, baby. Dollar bill, yo. Pound that like button. All right. Now, and also, if you need an update where I am in terms of how much money we need to raise for the rest to get a new show, you just go to my most recent show at the top of the chat. At the top of the description shows how much money we need. And if you want to do PayPal with me instead of super chat, just send me a DM or email me. All the information is below, and we can arrange PayPal. And some of you have done that. So again, thank you for all the support. BitPiggies started this off. Jim at BitPiggies. Check out bitpiggies.com. And I want to start with a Beyond Bitcoin moment. There are a lot of people. Twitter is a private company. Now, when the United States government puts pressure on Twitter on who to ban and what to promote, that's censorship. But when, if Twitter got rid of the former president on their own, I mean, I don't know what goes on behind the scene. Okay, that's their business. But I just want to contrast that. And all the people in South Africa, you can, I'm surprised none of you have ever brought this up to me before, but I noticed that Julius S. Malema, I linked to him below, Julius S. Malema, who is putting it nicely, leftist in South Africa, who's a racist. I mean, there's no doubt about the things that he calls for, the things that he talks about, this man, Julius S. Malema, he's famous. He's famous in South Africa. He's got many followers on Twitter. He says all sorts of nonsense on Twitter, retweets all sorts of nonsense. Julius S. Malema is still on Twitter, and the former president of the United States and all these other conservatives get kicked off. So if this is all being done, if Twitter is doing this because this is what Twitter thinks, if their political agenda is to support the likes of Julius S. Malema, but they want to cancel conservative voices or voices that talk about healthy lifestyles in terms of the virus. I mean, this is madness. What a company. What a company to do business with. I'm glad I don't give them a penny. Now, I mean, I use them to promote myself. I was totally into Parler before it got magically kicked off the internet. But so you guys check out Julius S. Malema, and you tell me what you think about Julius S. Malema compared to the former president. If who's more radical there, or who lab leak people are more radical, or Julius S. Malema? Who's leading people down a more dangerous route? The people who are concerned about health and economic issues and lockdowns, or Julius S. Malema? So you South Africans who are watching this, listening to this, you're probably just laughing your butt off, like, oh, yeah, we're used to Julius by now. No, it's not normal. That dude is not normal, man. Okay, so let's get back into cryptocurrency. Does cryptocurrency have a bro problem? This is what's on the frick on Twitter. Going back to Twitter, this is what they're promoting on the side. They like Julius Malema, and they promote the cryptocurrency stories they promote is a San Francisco Chronicle article. While some have criticized crypto's bro culture as being sexist. So again, cryptocurrency has a bro problem. Women in the field say they can disrupt the Bitcoin brotherhood. Okay, so it's a clickbaity type of title. And when you read into it, it's not as bad as it seems. While some have criticized crypto's bro culture as being sexist, women in the field say that anonymity of crypto actually allows more inclusion than other areas of finance and tech. Hey, that's a good approach right there. I agree with that. Others say the crypto bro doesn't represent the bulk of what crypto traders and miners actually look like, giving hope to women interested in the blockchain. Dude, if every single person who owned a Bitcoin right now was a bro, I don't know what a bro is. What's really a bro? Is that just a white person you don't like? I mean, I know what is it? A rich white guy who tried hard in school, and I mean, I don't know what is it. What's a bro? What's a bro? Well, anyway, even if only bros own Bitcoin right now, anyone could still buy Bitcoin. A woman could buy. Julius S. Malema, this freaking Marxist, in South Africa, he could go buy Bitcoin if he wanted to. Okay. Anyway, so it doesn't matter what the current holders look like at all. But this little piece by the San Francisco Chronicle, it's just another in a long line of woke type pieces about Bitcoin, about the stakeholders. Women who don't own Bitcoin and who complain that they can't get Bitcoin jobs or crypto jobs, they're stakeholders. They're just people interested in Bitcoin. They're not shareholders of Bitcoin. To be a shareholder, but you got to own Bitcoin. But stakeholders, you dudes are weak. You could easily become a shareholder. There is nothing holding anyone back from being. So I don't give a darn about stakeholders in Bitcoin. It's a nonsense term. It's an ESG woke type of term. And when people complain about women not in Bitcoin, it's a stakeholder complaint. It gets the skin in the game, become a shareholder. But this attack vector, we have to get used to it. We've already seen it. It's not going away. It is very mainstream. People, when they hear something like this, that there are not enough women in Bitcoin, whatever that means, that women can't be traders of Bitcoin, whatever that means, because they can be. They easily can be. I know plenty of women. I saw plenty of women at the freaking conference. Okay. I know women who own Bitcoin. And but this attack will continue. And I just gotta say, ESG, for you who don't know, is environmental, social, governance. So usually the woke apply it to just a regular corporation. they say, hey, you corporation, you're destroying the environment. Well, they do that with Bitcoin. So you've got to spend some money on some environmental mechanisms that are going to enrich our environmental friends. You're going to have to buy some carbon credits because you're destroying the environment. Okay. So, but of course, they attack Bitcoin. They say Bitcoin is the mining is killing the environment. So we've seen that. And many of these woke people, they just jump on this because this is just a way to attack people they don't like. It's a pretty easy way. ESG is a very good tool for woke people. Like many woke people are just bitter, angry, and they want to shame people, embarrass people to get jollies from doing it on social media. So if you use one of these things, one of these parts of one of these aspects of ESG, it can be humiliating to some people if you're not in the Bitcoin overlay. If you want to call me like, hey Adam, you own a lot of Bitcoin, so you're killing the environment. And, I put up my middle finger to you. I don't care. I don't give a darn. Well, what's it matter to me? You go fix. You worry about the environment. I'm worried about myself. You're not going to guilt me into caring about what you care about. That's nice that you care about the environment. Great. You go do something about it. I'm not doing something about it. You do, because I'm into progress. I know if we keep progressing, environment is going to be fine. We're going to be innovative and find all sorts of beautiful cures to all our freaking problems and all your freaking problems that you claim you have. And then, of course, a social attack on Bitcoin. We just discussed that. But on corporations, it's more so like you have to give money to poor people in your city. You're located in Baltimore, so you have to. You're horrible. You're a horrible person if you don't donate to my cause, my charity, which is just a scam. But you got to, so that's a social attack. Governance is, hey, I'm just some incompetent mumbo jumbo guy, and you got to put me on your board because I don't have an MBA and I'm a transsexual green woman, and you don't have any transsexual green women on your. Even though I'm not qualified to be on your board, you got to put me on your board. You're not governed correctly. You need to have governance. And so with Bitcoin, it would be, it's only rich people that own Bitcoin. So we need to create a Bitcoin that's for poor people, or you got to figure out a way to give Bitcoin away to poor people. So more poor people own Bitcoin or something. So, okay, you've got the woke talking points that are combined with ESG. Not all ESG people are necessarily woke in the sense that they're nihilist. They're just guilty. Many ESG people are just guilty socialists or envious socialists. Yaron Brook has brought up, and the reason I'm bringing this up, and it's linked to below, the Yaron Brook video that discusses how BlackRock first of all, BlackRock manages portfolios for all sorts of institutions and entities, from public pension funds. So a public pension fund, they hire BlackRock. They don't care. They've got all these pensioners' money. They're corrupt as anything. So they're political. And they're like, well, we don't want to invest in companies that they are destroying the environment or that are labeled as environmental destroyers. So BlackRock, you figure out a way and just give money to invest for us into corporations that promote social justice and et cetera, et cetera. So BlackRock does that. BlackRock, linked to below, you can go to their environmental and social, their ESG page. You can go to their ESG page and see how they explain it. They sugarcoat it and kind of twist it around like, oh, they're still doing the right thing financially. No, they're not. They're handicapping themselves. But obviously BlackRock charges all sorts of fees to these ignorant pension funds and these ignorant people, that there are all sorts of just people who want to sacrifice themselves for the greater good, who want ESG funds, who want, Exxon. It only take, the mistake. ESG can't be stopped, guys. This is my big point. Wokeism can't be stopped. Once the mainstream society gave them an inch, let them in the door, it's on. It's mainstream now, okay? It's on social media. You're guilted into it. It's people are they're raised in this altruistic way where they should live for others instead of living for themselves. So even though Exxon is an oil company, they have board members now that are totally against oil, that want renewables. I mean, it makes no sense at all. But and so why am I bringing this up? Because BlackRock is going to buy cryptocurrency eventually for the people who buy into their funds, okay? For the pension funds, for the woke people, for the ESG lovers. So BlackRock is going to say, no, we're not buying Bitcoin anymore because Bitcoin doesn't meet our ESG standards. There are going to be plenty of people that are going to say, no, well, there are not enough women in it. There's no corporate governance at all. It's only for rich people. It's killing the environment. And so what do I foresee? A woke Bitcoin, a fork of Bitcoin. Now, one of the cool, and I mentioned this before, but I haven't elaborated it in the same way. BlackRock will call for it. They won't call it woke Bitcoin. They won't call it ESG. And all these other people will pile on. And all these stories are going to keep on coming. They're going to, I mean, I can go through all the stories of the day and see what aspect of ESG they fit into, or what aspect of being woke that they fit into, okay? And they're going to keep on coming, and it's just going to lead to a split. And the good thing about about any movement, there are going to be splits. There's going to be opposite. So in North Korea, of course there are no splits. So in the Bitcoin movement, it's freedom. There's freedom when you've got a free movement or a pretty free. There are always going to be splits of some sort. And the cool thing about cryptocurrency is that forks. It is the best way to settle differences. So let them do this. If they have a difference with Bitcoin, let them go their own little separate ways and let them do it. I welcome the ESG woke Bitcoin fork of the future, but I'm just bringing it up now because it's so infiltrated our society that Exxon has woke board members. BlackRock has a ESG page linked to below. And what else does that? Okay, so yeah, Uran's video was called "Corporate Wokeness and the Silicon Valley-Led Rebellion Against It." Oh, what's the Silicon Valley-led? So there are people in Silicon Valley, many of them crypto-related, who aren't taking it. All right, there is a website, and I linked to it below. And now I'm really jumping all over the place. Oh God, let me name them. Missionprotocol.org. It is definitely backlash against the woke, and they want people to work and focus on merit and building, not complaining and politics. No distractions at work. Okay, stakeholders. You do your thing. They're going to actually do the work. Stakeholder capitalism is a distraction, all right? And so I respect these missionprotocol.org people. And I think this Yaron Brook video is a very good educational material for those of you who want to understand how wokeism and ESG has, it's in the corporate world. And it's not, he doesn't think it can defeat the corporate world. But I don't see it disappearing anytime soon. I want everyone to pound that like button, and I'm checking the questions here in the chat real quick. We've raised 50 Mexican pesos. I don't know how much that is. So we're getting closer to the $45 that will get you another show soon. Okay, Chester says, took my wife 4 years of me laughing at her traditional retirement account before she explored Bitcoin. So this is another thing. Yeah, like your wives with their traditional retirement accounts that are being managed by BlackRock, and you're throwing money to these people who are not even investing in the best way possible. So instead of getting into all this political nonsense, you should don't let anyone manage your retirement. Manage your Bitcoin, make that your retirement, and you're not going to have to worry about, everything that Yaron Brook discusses in this excellent video that I have linked to below. And he is a great anti-guru. I came up with this term a while ago. I'm bringing it up again. All these people want gurus out there. They want people to tell them what to do, and they want to, be in line with them perfectly. Yaron Brook, I do not agree. I totally disagree with him on cryptocurrency, okay? I learn from the dude. I don't worship the dude. I don't want the dude to tell me what to do, but I'm very willing to learn from him. So he's an anti-guru, like a smart guy, a guy I respect, a guy I'm not going to blindly follow, but a guy I'm going to learn from a lot. And he really has expanded my mind a lot because he does not fit any traditional mold at all. He's not a conservative. He's not a leftist. He's not a right. He believes in individual freedom. And many of you have seen me really go toward individual freedom and property rights. And this whole ESG thing and wokeism has no respect for property rights at all. They're like, well, we live in your city, so we should tell you how to run your company. We're telling you how to run your property. And that's the same thing with the Bitcoin haters. Well, there should be more women who own Bitcoin. You're telling me I should give away my Bitcoin to a woman or something? I mean, what are you telling me? What are you're telling Bitcoin how to distribute? It's crazy. People don't understand property rights and individual rights, anything like that. They think they want to be busybodies in other people's lives. And like Elizabeth Warren. Oh my God. Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. Wifey didn't even know what assets were in her 401k. She woke up though. Well, most people don't know. You're right. That's the way of the corporate of corporate workers today. That's the way of most Americans. They don't know what's inside what they're putting in their bodies. The government says that to get a shot, the government must be right. The 401k manager says, yeah, we're going to invest in Exxon for you. No, they must be right. Man, it must be right. We're going to invest in a social justice company for you. They must be right. All right, pound the freaking like button, dude. Retweet this. Spread the word, people. Spread the word out there because I'm giving this my all tonight. How long have we been on the air for? 22 minutes. Oh, I'm going. I'm still going. And yeah, this BitcoinToTheMoon.com. Great shirt from Australia. I think the Australians are actually awake right now. Well, they're awake in terms of not being asleep in bed. But man, are many of those people asleep in terms of their freedom. Ugh. But we talked about that on last show. Johnny Midas just sent $25. You're the machine, Adam. Thank you. Well, Johnny Midas, I'm pretty sure we're pretty sure you're going to get a show on Friday now because I think we got over $45. I don't know. We're real close. So guys, you can keep on giving a couple dollars here and there. I don't know how many pesos. 50 pesos. I'm going to do the conversion right now. 50 pesos. $2. Oh no, we're still way behind. 50 pesos is 251. So okay, we need like 18. We need 17 more dollars. 17 more dollars, and we'll get a. We'll get. Oh, Johnny sent more. Okay, so 15 more dollars. 15 more dollars. You'll get your sells another show real soon. And ask questions. Oh no, Johnny. Okay, it's 17 more dollars. Sorry, 17 more dollars. I went back in time there. $17 more is what we need right now. $17 more, and we'll get you another show. So we got a long show going, and you can ask the super chat questions. You can ask any question you want, and I will answer it. And if you don't like this topic, play it at 2x. If you're watching it taped, jump around, and of course click on some links below. I provided some links explaining what's going on. And yeah, the fork is the greatest faction appeasing device of all time. So we have different factions in Bitcoin. Let them split off. Some have already split off. I just love it. I love this golden age because in the past, there are a lot of different factions in countries. They just can't secede. We saw what happened when we've seen people try to secede before. It doesn't work very well. All right, now. All right, and I was going to read someone that was complaining about, but okay, we won't talk about ESG anymore. I do want to say we brought up Australia there, and that here in Tennessee, I'm at an Airbnb. I've stayed in this building before, and it's a great apartment building. I think it's mostly Airbnbs now. Nashville is filled with tourists. When I go running at 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning, I see all these women filling their cars because they're checking out. They're leaving. They've come to Nashville for bachelorette parties. I've seen cakes. I've seen all sorts of things. It is clear that Airbnb lost a lot of money last year because people were not traveling, all right? And they probably are still losing money on because Americans are not, because these ignorant other countries aren't letting Americans in. But I have to say that there are so many people. If you watch the mainstream news, you would think people are scared of traveling. The airports are totally crowded in San Diego and Nashville. I saw for myself. I've been traveling nonstop during this whole thing, as all of you know. But the normies, even though what the mainstream media might tell you, they are traveling. This place, the parking lot was filled with cars all out of state. I mean, this whole weekend. People are filled. They're in the pool. All right. So Airbnb has raised fees. I planned well. Like, I got a good deal on this Airbnb. I got a good deal on my my next one. I'm going to be in. I haven't revealed this yet, but after Rosh Hashanah, I'm going to be in Salt Lake City and then Dallas. I don't think I've revealed that yet, but I got a good deal on this Airbnb in Nashville and a very good one in San Diego. Everything is going up in price. So Airbnb is making a lot of money. Again, a lot of money, probably made up all the money they lost. These people and these people who own apartments who got screwed by the government with all these lame, you can't collect rent rules. They're opting into Airbnbs now. They're doing great also. And I want to say something. 2 years ago, you had all these cities sending out their fat, disgusting workers, their inspectors, to shut down Airbnbs, okay? To try to regulate Airbnbs. And because the governments of these cities, probably including Nashville and San Diego, are still scared and still closed, that they can't send out their little stormtroopers anymore to try to blackmail these entrepreneurs, these real estate entrepreneurs. So it is flourishing all over the place. I'm running by multiple apartment complexes on Sunday mornings. All these people are checking out, feeling like it's a hotel, like they've all become hotels, which is great. So I just wanted to give you that beyond that entrepreneurial update from the real world, just in case some of you are not traveling yet. And everybody get out there and travel. I don't see anybody walking around Nashville with a freaking mask on. In San Diego, there were a few people maybe. Nashville, I don't see that at all. And I mean, if you pay attention to the news, all these cities are locking down or doing all like mask mandates again. Let me tell you, the young, healthy people who are spending tons of money, and I'm running by these bars and sushi places, they're not wearing any masks. It's packed. They're drunk. There was some article today at CNN, which is such a C-U-C-K. They should just call themselves C-U-C-K, okay? About in the most vaccinated state, Vermont, look, people are square dancing and doing this and doing that. Like making it seem like the other states, people aren't doing things. You ignorant fools, if you believe that. Every state, people who want to live their lives have been living their lives. They don't need CNN's permission. They don't need a vaccine's permission. They don't need the government's permission. I sure as heck didn't need anybody's permission because I never stopped living my darn life traveling around. But if you guys if you're in some depressing city right now where you think not much has changed, come to Nashville, go to wherever, and you will see life is thriving. It is freaking awesome. At least in the United States. You Canadians, I don't know what the heck's going on in your backward freaking country now. But Alberta is still the best province in Canada. Pound that like button. All right. Somebody, let me see. We got, Johnny Midas sent another $25. We did it. All right, dudes. So you're going to get another show. Johnny, because of Johnny Midas. Thank you very much, Johnny Midas. You just earned another show. We just raised, between this show and last show, we've raised $200. So that means next we've raised $100 in order for me to do a next show. So we're going to have another show on Friday. And it will be, I mean, I guess if we could do another $50, we could do it this week in Bitcoin show on Friday, but I mean, they're very hard to plan, but you guys will get another hour. Sergio Mukano is in the house. Are you Romanian, dude? Because you're Your name sounds, hey, did you finally realize that? No, dude, I'm not even reading your thing because you didn't pay for me to read it. You are the troll of that altcoin, dude. But you're a nice guy. No, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. I haven't realized that your week flavor of the month altcoin will overtake Bitcoin. No, I haven't realized that because it's not going to happen. Bitcoin is next Bitcoin. But if you pay me money, I will read your question though. But you are from Romania. You see, dude, I'm a traveled guy, and I've known some hot Romanian women in Baltimore. One I failed to get, and I spent too much money on her. It was very little money, of course, but for me, it was too much. This was it was 10 years ago. Yeah, she was hot though. She was really thin. They really they're into copying French models. I've mentioned this on past shows. They're thin. The other one, she's a mother now, I think, but I knew her. I did Beyond Bitcoins about these women. If you go into my archives, disruptmeister.com, you'll see pictures of them. They were hot. They are hot. I mean, I don't know if they're still hot. One of them had a baby, but I think she's probably still thin. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Baltimore memories. And again, talking about ignorant bureaucrats that I'm glad aren't working now. One of those Romanian women was not a citizen of America, but she got a driver's license and she was issued a voter registration card in the state of Maryland. She showed it to me. But this happened. She may be a citizen now. And when she showed me this, it was 12 years ago. And I told her I would not, I wasn't going to. She was very hesitant to even show me it. I remember. She was scared because she didn't want to get the. She didn't order the freaking voter's registration card. The freaking state of Maryland gave her it. She was registered as an independent in the state of Maryland, and she wasn't a citizen of Maryland. I mean, she didn't ask for it, but she because the people at the NBA are so inefficient. So thank God they're not working anymore, and they can't come to Airbnbs and shut them down, and they just inhibit. They're terrible. They're terrible. They can't even do their job right. They give a Romanian non-citizen. I saw with my own eyes in 2009, a Romanian non-citizen had a Maryland voter registration card. Unbelievable. But obviously not naming names here. All right, back to the show. Remember, play this at 2x. Ooh. Okay, I'm not going to complain. Nihilism and Marxism, and Yaron Brook really got into that. Watch his show. But nihilists hate the good for the sake of the good, for the sake of being good. So I mean, it's envy. Nihilism doesn't have a plan. Marxism has a plan. Marxism is we're going to have capitalism. People get rich through capitalism and then just steal from all the capitalists and have a revolution. And it's social. I mean, there's a whole logic to it. The woke stuff, lots of times it's just, let's just rip everything apart. We don't have an answer. We're envious. And I did want to give my 4 different descriptions of, I'll do that another time. Elizabeth Warren admits it. All right. I don't know if I linked to it below yet, but she talks about, they're asking her about cryptocurrency. And if she wants a wealth tax on cryptocurrency, she wants a wealth tax on everything, but only, if you only have over $50 million worth of wealth, only if you have over $50 million worth of wealth does she want to steal from you. Okay. There's a famous saying, first they came for the communists and I said nothing. First, they came for the 50 million people, and you thought it was fair. But there plenty of people in Bitcoin? Oh, that's fair. It's fair if they just, tax people that have $50 million worth of wealth. Yeah. First, she came because she basically says, she thinks all wealth should be taxed. And then, but only if it's over $50 million. But you judge for yourself. She had a big smile on her face when she talked about taxing cryptocurrency wealth. But first they came for the $50 million, then they came for the $5 million. Don't worry, in due time, if you've got $5,000 worth of wealth, they'll tax that too, okay? So you got to be principled on this. Is it wrong to steal from people because you don't like them? Or is it right? So a lot of people agree with it's great Elizabeth Warren didn't become president. I'll tell you that. I mean, and she hasn't shut up about this at all. I mean, she keeps on talking more and more. She's very envious that she knows that Bitcoin is a bunch of bros that she can attack in this ESG woke world. That people will, no one will defend them. No one defends the rich. I'm defending the rich because you have no right to the richest stuff. You have no right to my stuff. You have no right to Elizabeth Warren's stuff. For God's sakes, if you have no right to her stuff either. No, just because you are lacking doesn't mean you get to steal from other people. But in her little world of altruism, sacrifice, the rich should be sacrificing for the poor because they didn't really earn it. The poor people, they've suffered so much. They're victims. The victims must be given everything from the people who just got lucky from being rich. So yeah, the crypto industry needs rules of the road. Oh my God, she is just such a busybody. Mind you, why does it need rules of the road? That's just going to limit the entrepreneurialism that jumps out from Bitcoin. The businesses that spring up, the more rules you throw in our faces, the less people that are going to start crypto-related businesses, the less people that are going to be hired, the more poor people that are going to be dependent on the government. Oh, maybe that's what you want. Who takes advantage of there being no rules? It's the big guys. Who wins if there's no cop on the beat? It's the big guys. It's always let's vilify the big guy. Yeah, whatever. It's only the big guys that benefit. Only the big guys that benefit if you don't interfere. That's how she sells it. And people just eat it up. If I don't interfere, if I don't stifle innovation, only the big guys are going to be successful. So I'm here to help you, poor person. You even though you could do it on your own, I'm saying you're too stupid to do it on your own. I mean, that's what she's saying. That's what all these government people are saying. They're like, yeah, poor people are too lazy and fat and stupid. They need our help. And unfortunately, a lot of middle class people buy into it. They're like, well, yeah, maybe they are. Yeah, I'm not going to say that part out loud, but that's why we need these poor people are so dumb. We need people like Elizabeth Warren to redistribute my wealth to them. These poor people are so dumb, my idiot butt has to be forced to give them money. And I gladly will do it as a middle class person who wants to fit in and won't complain and will just take a shot. I'm glad I'm not one of those normies. Fitting in is really overrated. That's overrated, being one of those self-hating middle class people who voted for Elizabeth Warren. I saw a really weird bumper sticker the other day for the guy who ran for president, who was from San Antonio. I hadn't really seen one of those before. He was the former mayor. I saw a couple weird ones around here. People hadn't taken those loser bumper stickers off yet, but I'd never even seen them before. Like Elizabeth Warren signs, I'd seen them in California, obviously. But all right, just a little flashback from running the other day. Yeah, again, anti-assets. When you're getting those woke points on social media, when you've humiliated someone into canceling them, into making them apologize for not calling a man a woman or something, you've just acquired an anti-asset. You've become that much poorer. You've wasted that much more time inefficiently instead of buying Bitcoin. All right. And one answer to defeat critical race theory in education, some conservatives are even like, well, we should just let them speak their mind and let the market judge and let it be forced upon our children. You got to let's take a bigger view here. Let's move up. Let's scale it up here. The way my take on ESG in public education, not ESG, well, any of this nonsense in public education, defund education. So then we won't even there shouldn't be any public education in the United States. Why should they be stealing from me to fund anything, even if it's stuff I agree with? Let people, determine their own education. All right. So this whole argument of CRT at public schools. Everyone's screaming at the Board of Education. There shouldn't even be public education. People want to defund police. I say defund the Department of Education. There shouldn't be it. All these leechy freaking teachers unions, disgusting stuff who don't even want to work anymore. Why am I paying for any? Why is money being stolen for defund education? Defund the Department of Education right now. That I'm not going to get into your waste time on your theoretical CRT nonsense. I understand that your praxis, dude. I get the people who are doing wokeism and CRT. They are practicing what they're preaching. They are going out there onto the streets, getting in people's faces, doing it on social media, shaming people, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just cutting it all off. Like they wouldn't have anything to even argue about if there wasn't a Department of Education. They'd have to figure out how they were going to educate their kids, or in many of the cases, their dogs, because they don't actually have kids, but they think they know what's best for your kids, or cats, or whatever. And many of them are just people who own. No, I like cats too, but all right. Yes, focus on the mission. Focus on the mission. That is what any business should be doing, and that's what those mission critical people are doing. And it's so mission protocol people. It's such common sense. Focus on making money. Focus on innovating. Focus on what a business is supposed to do. A business is not there to take care of people who live next door. That's not what it is. I mean, the guy with the taco. I mean, scale it down here. The guy with the taco cart. It's not his job to take care of the guy's row house. All right. It's not his job to breastfeed the child in the row house on the next block. No, it's not his job, or to educate that child. But we're living in a world where it is, where people, they're stakeholders. You've got to take care of your stakeholders too. Oh God. All right, more Elizabeth Warren. Don't pedestal her, but just remember where she's coming from here, and that the Senate Banking Committee bashes Bitcoin. It calls it phony populism. All right, great. Phony populism. Elizabeth Warren is really picking up on this Bitcoin thing, though. So I mean, we're gonna keep hearing her name. So speaking about politicians and Bitcoin, you might remember when I was at the Miami Bitcoin conference and I reported about it afterwards, and I talked about Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, how phony she seemed. She talked about equity and Bitcoin. I mean, it was disgusting. And people clapped for her. And some people probably thought, well, Adam, she's a Bitcoin fan. You should support her. This woman, she goes wherever the wind freaking blows, okay? She made an announcement. She's reinstating the mask mandate inside of all county facilities due to the continuing surge in virus cases. So this is someone in the Miami area. So this is why you don't pedestal people. This is why you don't believe their nonsense when of course, if there's 10,000 people in your town, you're going to try to speak to them because you're such a sociopath. You're going to think some of them are going to give you money for your campaign. You're going to say anything, and you're still going to F up and say equity. And some people like me are going to catch on. But then when they're gone, then you do something totally authoritarian and do a mask mandate in all places in the state of Florida, which is an awesome freaking state right now. So just want to bring that up. You're not getting off the hook here. I'm never going to forget you, freaking Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. And hopefully you're not related to any of the Levines that are related to me. And Julio Levinas in Uruguay, in Montevideo, Uruguay, my grandfather, of blessed memory, his first cousin turns 82 years of age on July 29th, which is already July 29th for some of you. So happy birthday, Julio Levinas, my late grandfather's first cousin, who I traveled to find in Montevideo, who still, like all of the Levinases of Montevideo, are Jews, just like our family that came, my great grandmother, Rose, who came also from Lithuania, but because of the age difference, she ended up in Baltimore, and her youngest sibling ended up in Montevideo because they weren't letting in as many Jews and Europeans at that point. And he had stayed to take care of his dying mother. Anyway, I did that in another video. And so Julio is my great-grandmother's youngest brother's son. All right. Long live the Levinases. And this woman, Levine, in Miami, you're terrible. Okay. So, we talked about Vermont and CNN. Some other mainstream advice that I wanted to make me vomit on Twitter. And again, Twitter, they like people like Julius in South Africa. And they say people should still get vaccinated even if they've already had the virus, health agencies and medical experts say. Dude, that is wacky stuff there. I mean, if you already had the chickenpox, you get the chickenpox. I had the chickenpox as a small child. I don't get the chickenpox vaccine. And it's hilarious what's going on. The Ravens quarterback, apparently last year they said he had the virus. And apparently 90% of the Ravens have been vaccinated. And now Lamar Jackson, again, has the virus. And again, all of this time, he's perfect. He looks fine. So either he's gotten 2 false negatives, 2 false positives. It's so ridiculous that they want these guys in the prime of their lives to be worried about this nonsense. The dude is in the athletic prime of his life. What a great athlete he is. And they've said he's had this thing twice, the thing you can't even have twice. And there's a 90% chance that he's been vaccinated against it. It is such a joke. The whole thing is such a joke. And you got these people that haven't left their towns, that haven't left their houses still, and who want other people to suffer like them, to be losers like them, and to be forced to and thank God we live in the United States, because so many people have put the middle finger, and it has just been, everything is back to normal if you want it back to normal. Listen to Ben Shapiro, by the way. He actually got the vaccine. He supports vaccines. And so he is a great person to listen to on this topic, because he says everything that the government is trying to scare everyone about now is BS. It's nonsense. If you're vaccinated, you shouldn't be scared. I mean, you got vaccinated to protect yourself. If someone isn't vaccinated, then that's their business. They should be worried about themselves. I'm not vaccinated at all. I don't give a darn. If something happens to me in life, well, that's what happens. Life happens. Life happens. And as many of you know, when I was in San Diego at Health Nucleus, I found out that I have a high level of cadmium, and I found out some other things. My iron level is messed up, and I'm doing things to fix it. It's kind of weird that the whole cadmium thing. If I was a smoker, my cadmium level would not be considered high. But shouldn't they tell smokers dude, your cadmium level is super duper horribly high? Or then maybe is my cadmium level not that? My cadmium level isn't good, okay? It's the level of a healthy smoker. But okay, I'm not even gonna get into it. I confused you all. But what I wanted to say is this spirulina, which is like seaweed. This is some of the healthiest stuff on earth, and I have it now. So I will be eating a tablespoon of this every day. So this hopefully will help with the detox of the cadmium. So I'm not making any excuse. I'm not a smoker at all. And by the way, if there's still cadmium in me from when I used to go to bars that were smoky, that's kind of scary. So I don't think that's what it is. I think I've gotten it from the non-organic meats and fish that I've eaten. I'm pretty sure that's how I've gotten a high level of cadmium. But I just wanted to show you guys this Beyond Bitcoin spirulina. So I bought it and or I got it. It's a long story how I got it. Green tea I'm starting with. Also, I've already started with the green tea. I'm just, again, trying to detox. And the 133 hour fast, since that ended, I haven't had any animal. I haven't had any animal related food. When we get to Friday, it'll be 2 weeks since I've had any animal related food. So I'm willing to have animal related food, but I'm working on this detox thing and just I'm trying to clean the gut. I'm learning more about gut health, and I believe the fasting, 133 hour and 133.5 hour fast. That's over 5 days. It's 5.5 days. That's going to clean your freaking gut out. Okay. I saw some weird things come out of me. Definitely. But no, we're not done yet with the show. We did. Someone gave some more money here, so I got to read that. Towers Comics. Don't worry, dude. I'm reading your thing here. We're getting closer now. Remember, after the show is done, I'm going to list how much we need to even have yet another show after Friday. He sent 10 Canadian dollars. He said, I accidentally trolled Bitcoin Twitter for engagement tonight by asking why Bitcoiners are all anti-vaxxer conspiracy theorists. My sarcasm didn't come through. Pretty funny. Yeah, that is pretty funny, dude. Yeah, I think I would have gotten the sarcasm on that. But it's hard. That's why people can't take Twitter too seriously, because if you don't hear someone's voice, it's very hard to tell if they're being sarcastic or not. But hey, man, you did what you did. No harm done. There's obviously a lot worse going on Twitter. Just see what that guy Julius in South Africa is talking about. He has no shame. He has no shame at all. I mean, right now they're complaining about Indian people there or something like that. There's some conspiracy about Indian people in South Africa. Or that it's such nonsense. All right. Yeah, and I'm taking I did start taking vitamin D pills too, also, and which is a very good thing because my vitamin D level was low. It was low. It's everybody's is basically low, even though I've been getting a lot of during the winter. I didn't get enough sun. I wasn't in a sunny place. Yeah, we're all breathing toxins. Yeah, sure. I mean, we are. I mean, this whatever. We're fine. You got to take. I'm very glad, as I said in a recent video. I'm very glad that I spent my money, a lot of it, going to Health Nucleus because I found out a lot of important things that I needed to find out. So if you are wealthy, it's worth it to go to Health Nucleus in San Diego. And I do say if you're wealthy because it's expensive. And Yaron Brook, it's because of Yaron Brook that I went. He was the one who introduced me to it. He went also. All right, enough of that. And thank God there was no. And I've said this a few times. The worst of the worst. I didn't have the brain cancer. I mean, thank God. There's a certain type of cancer that apparently men are getting more often now. Very aggressive brain cancer. And I believe Tor, who died, a Bitcoin fan, who I've mentioned a few times, he had a version of that. All right, so let's. We're not done yet. We're not done yet here. This is from Brecky Von Bitcoin says, I agree with Matt Odell on his latest show. Self-custody is a bad word, just like self-hosted wallet is a bad word. It should just be custody or wallet or something else. Quote unquote, trusted third parties should have to add a descriptor. Flip the narrative. Sovereignty by default. I like that. I like that a lot. Like, let the third party wallets. You've got to qualify yourself. A Trezor, that's a freaking wallet. All right, that's what you want. You want something where you control your private key. A wallet, a true wallet, is where you control your private key. This custody, self custody, it's nonsense. If you're dealing with a third party, that is not a wallet at all. All right. That's not a wallet. Third party, not a wallet. Anything with third party, that is not a true wallet. You gotta have control over the private key, and that's not a third party. And so we keep on using the term third party. It's a great reminder that you're not doing Bitcoin right. Whenever a third party jumps into the picture, there's something wrong there with your Bitcoin. All right, there's something going on that's not very Bitcoiny. And so something that so that's what I want to say about wallets. And CoinDesk has an article, this infrastructure bill, which is just filled with nonsense. They got to throw everything. They figured out a way to raise $30 billion through crypto taxes. I don't exactly understand this because it's not exactly clear in the article. It's the first article that's on CoinDesk right now. I see Asher is in the house on Clubhouse. That's good. I hung out with Asher in Miami. And I'm almost done the show, so I'll say hi to the Clubhouse people afterwards. But this article on CoinDesk says that now if you're a software wallet developer or a hardware wallet manufacturer or a multi-sig service provider, liquidity providers, DAO token holders, and potentially even miners will be expected to report their transactions. Like, weren't you, these people, if they were making money, if they were generating income to begin with, under U.S. tax law, weren't they already supposed to be like giving their info? So maybe I understand how the government's going to make more money off of them. Maybe what this is, I don't get the $30 billion part. What I do get is like, well, maybe they're just asking for every single transaction that they do. They want to know who it's to. That's what it is. So that's an informational thing. That's an invasion of privacy type of thing. Okay. And that sucks if you're, if that really happens, if you're one of these type of businesses and you have to report every single transaction, who you're being sent to. I mean, that's impossible. So I don't know if that's really going to happen. I didn't get how they would, because already if those companies were making money, then yeah, of course they're reporting that income already. Now, I can see how all those different type of companies aren't reporting every single person that uses their product. Of course not. It's nonsense. The government has no right to that information. But people like Elizabeth Warren, they think it's that's cool. So yeah, fight that power, man. We'll see how big that story gets. Obviously, they've got all these different regulatory ideas. I think a lot of it involves self-reporting. I don't see how they could even create a bureaucracy that would be able to check on people reporting all of this stuff. So who knows? It might be a bunch of, as I've said before, these government bureaucrats don't even understand what they're talking about all of the time in terms of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Saifedean has a tweet out there. Sailor.org is a 1,000 times improvement in the productivity of higher education and over conventional universities. And I am honored and delighted to be chosen to offer a full level course in Austrian economics available for free. Well, that's awesome, dude. I don't know how Sailor.org makes money with offering such classes. Good for them. Maybe it's just, a marketing thing. They're getting people to know about other businesses to invest with. Like, I don't know. But defund education. We shouldn't be funding these state we shouldn't be funding University of Maryland or Penn State or Berkeley or any of these state universities either. Okay, I said defund the Department of Education to fund these universities too, so we don't have to get into, well, should they be teaching CRT? Should they be? No, let them all be. If they want to be private universities, let them teach whatever they want to, and they can compete with people like Sailor.org and Saifedean. All right. So that's it. That's the end of the show. Let me see if there were any other questions. We're going to obviously have another show on Friday because we were able to raise, between this show and last show, we were able to raise the $100 for the next show. So you guys keep on doing it, man. I'm really impressed. And I really thank you for making it worth my while and just keep on paying. You've kept on paying for all these shows here in July. Just $100 bill, man. It's my new $1 bill. Let me see. All right. Exchanges may not be allowed to send the private wallets. Yeah, that is something that the Europeans have wanted, and some American bureaucrats have said that, like, yeah, if you can't, you can only send to a wallet that it says who they are, that you know who they are. But that doesn't stop people who have trezors from sending to each other. All right. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Adam Meister, BitcoinMeister, Disrupt Meister. Thanks for all the support. Pound that like button, retweet this stuff. And I will say hi to everybody in the chat real quick afterwards, and to the people here in the clubhouse. So thanks again, guys. We'll have a show on Friday. See ya.